at the break, I texted Judy Gold to see if she could come on Friday. Yeah. And she wrote back, I might be able to.
Oh, that would be great.
I really, really hate Kellyanne Conway. And
don't we all?
Here is Kellyanne Conway. Now, this whole Affordable Care Act thing is fascinating because the Republicans don't have much room to replace this thing. They don't have any ideas of replacing it. They are determined to replace it because they've been promising for years, right? They can attempt to argue that, Obamacare is falling apart, we have to replace it, or it's going to fall apart and we're going to replace whatever it is. Meanwhile, Donald Trump today is now trying to say Democrats have to own the failure of Obamacare. And more people are, starting to realize things about Obamacare that they didn't realize before. Minors are starting to realize, like, hey, you know how it's been easier for widows and minors to get compensation for black lung? That was Obamacare. Those folks in Kentucky are like, well, he's just not going to get rid of Obamacare. I don't think Obamacare, now that there's not an option to make it more progressive, if you pull out the people who felt that Obamacare didn't go far enough, the number of people who have a problem with Obamacare is far less, I think, than the Republicans are counting on. Not only that, there is no scenario, zero scenario, because people conflate this. People think that their insurance prices are going up because of Obamacare. No, that's not the case because most people aren't on Obamacare. Most people get their health insurance from their employer. Nobody's health insurance is going to go down. It's going to keep going up. So all the things they hated about Obamacare, they're going to hate about no Obamacare. So here's Kellyanne Conway trying to walk that tightrope to basically say President Trump is going to give us our cake and we're going to be able to eat it too.
But there's no question that there will be different health insurance coverage in this country under President Trump. And he's got his vice president-elect starting the process just tomorrow. Interestingly, at a competing time when President Obama is going to meet with House Democrats.
If Americans have health care today under the Affordable Care Act, will they have health care? It sounds like Donald Trump is saying they will have health care.
Yes, he is.
Under whatever replaces it.
That is correct. We don't want anyone who currently has insurance to not have insurance. Also, we are very aware that the public likes coverage for pre-existing conditions. There are some pieces of merit in the current plan. What's happened, though, Joe, is that you have women, particularly chief healthcare officers of their households. 2 out of every 3 healthcare dollars in this country are controlled by women. We're disproportionately the consumers, but we're also disproportionately the providers of health care. And so the concern across the board is, what do we do about all the people who said, I liked my health insurance before, and you didn't tell me that my premiums were going to go up 116% Arizona, 53% in Pennsylvania. I was going to get fewer choices, lower quality, less access. You've got that, and then you've got this whole raft of people in this country who really were relying on the Affordable Care Act to give them coverage. And instead what happened to them is they now have 2 jobs, 25, 26 hours apiece, and no health care benefit.
Now, what's important here is that she's already, right? I mean, if she's having to litigate why Obamacare is bad at this point, they've got a problem. Because they are days away from scrapping it, or days away from the dates that they promised they're going to scrap it. And if they've got to make this argument, like, what do we do with the people who didn't like Obamacare? Well, it's easy. Just change it. You're in a position to change it now. Fix it. But they have to make it seem like the whole thing is teetering, right? This has been the plan. But that's the shot. Here comes the chaser.
Coverage. And instead what happened to them is they now have 2 jobs, 25, 26 hours apiece, and no health care benefits.
But again,
Kellyanne, right now, do you or do you not have a replacement plan ready to go, ramped up, ready to go, say tomorrow?
We have pieces of it that we need to discuss. Well, but we don't have an HHS secretary confirmed yet. Go ask Minority Leader Schumer and the rest if they're going to give him a fair hearing, if they're even going to meet with him. I mean, we're ready to go, but we're not the only party. We're certainly in the majority party. We need some help and we need some assistance by the Democrats to at least be fair and have meetings and, of course, timely and fair.
So there you have it. They're going to make this about the Democrats not helping them. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
Good.
It'll be interesting to see how that plays. Democrats are not. That takes a lot of cojones. A lot of cojones.
I think you know what else takes cojones is Kellyanne Conway basically telling a magazine reporter during the election that one of the ways that she's able to deal with Trump so effectively is because she's like the mother of 4 kids.
Yeah.
That takes multiple cojones. It's like you're insulting your boss and then you're telling a national audience like, oh, no, the guy that I'm trying to elect leader of the most powerful country on earth with a massive arsenal of weapons that could destroy the earth several times over. I know how to manage him because I have kids.
Hey, it's Sam Seder. Why don't you subscribe to this channel? You can do so right over here. Over. Subscribe.